Hi guys, stay tuned later today around 10 after 1 for a live stream. So I'm going to try to use YouTube to live stream for you guys and answer any questions that you might have about your essay or your course culminating task, the portfolio, because both of those are going to be due very soon. I want to start off though by saying for your essay, so I'm reading through your pre-writing right now and I'm giving you guys feedback. If you want to do a narrative essay, let's talk about that first. You need to tell me a story. A narrative essay should not be your thesis, 3 main ideas, and then you telling 3 little stories to support each of those ideas. That's not what a narrative essay is. So here's an idea of what it could be then. You could do, like, let's say you wanted to talk about, and I'm going to use a student's example, but I won't name you. So let's say you wanted to talk about how far you've come since your earlier years of high school. Like you were kind of slacking and you weren't working very hard in grade 9 and 10. And then in your senior years, you decided to really get it together and take control of your life. I think that's a great topic for an essay. But what I don't want to see is you giving your 3 different examples and, this is what I was like in grade 9 and tell a little story of that. And then that supports your thesis. This is what I was like in grade 10 and tell a little story and that supports your thesis. Instead, think about doing something like this. Narrate the story of a day in your life. Talk about, you're getting up in the morning and you're brushing your teeth and you're having a decent breakfast for a change, or I don't know what else, but you are telling the details of your life as a story, but then you're using that as an opportunity to also reflect back on how far you've come. So in my example, maybe I'm talking about, I'm sitting down, I've gotten up in good time and I'm sitting down and I'm eating a decent breakfast. And as I'm eating that breakfast and I'm kind of thinking about my day, I have a moment where I reflect back on how in grade 9 my mom had to drag me out of bed and I was often late for school, and I didn't really see the importance of eating healthy and taking care of myself, that kind of stuff. And then I kind of use that as an opportunity to reflect how far I've come, but I'm also going to tell it as a story. Like I'm going to talk about, putting my dishes in the sink and then hopping on my bike and coming to school and trying to immerse the reader in that experience of what it's like to be me and facing my day as a grade 12 student about to graduate from high school. Now, if instead you are writing a descriptive essay, one of the things that you need to keep in mind is what is the dominant impression that you want to leave your reader with, because it's not just about describing things in a factual, analytical kind of way. It's about trying to immerse your reader in the emotions that you're feeling. So, I could write a descriptive essay of a snowstorm and make it, students are going to come in soon, and make it seem really kind of threatening and dangerous by the adjectives that I use, by the similes I use, by if that's a dominant impression I want to give, that's one thing that I can focus on. However, something else that would be kind of interesting, like for me, if a snowstorm is raging outside and I am inside with a cup of tea and a book and some warm socks, that's kind of a great feeling, right? And so I could give the dominant impression of the snowstorm as being something that's actually comforting and helps me feel cozy and secure and all of that stuff. So you need to think about, if you're doing a descriptive essay, what is the dominant impression you want to give? If you are doing a persuasive essay, I want to see you using logos, pathos, and ethos. I want to see you using a combination of all 3. I don't want you to just focus on one. At the same time, just because you're writing a persuasive essay, that doesn't mean that you don't need to cite anything. If you are using ideas, facts, quotations, sources that don't come from your own head, you need to cite them. And that's true for your essay of argument as well. So don't forget the lessons that you learned in Unit 1 from writing your mini essay. The whole reason why we did that in Unit 1 is so that you would write your mini essay, or you would write your subsequent essays properly. Come on in. Hi. So I've got students coming in right now, so I'm going to wrap up this video and check back in at 10 after 1 today for the live stream if you have any questions.